Welcome back to answering questions. This video deals with a very interesting one. It deals with whistleblowers in the government that are coming out and saying that extraterrestrial life is real. It does exist, and I guess it's been around for quite some time. Um, if if you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, and share it. But without further ado, because this is a really interesting one, um, let's go ahead and let's get to the video.
In the recent congressional hearing, former U.S. intelligence agent David Grusch, David Fravor, and Ryan Graves under oath have testified about alien existence. During their testimony, they also revealed the government has made contact with the aliens.
Has the U.S. government become aware of actual evidence of extraterrestrial, otherwise unexplained forms of intelligence? And if so, when do you think this first occurred?
Certainly, like I've discussed publicly previously, 1930s.
And not only that, but they also possess off-world non-human bodies and have recovered a non-human aircraft. Do you all believe aliens exist? And which sightings are they talking about? Welcome to Lab 360. It's time to explore.
Shout out to Lab 360 for making this video. I appreciate them. Check out their content.
On June 24, 1947, U.S. businessman Kenneth Arnold put to media into a frenzy after reporting to have witnessed flying saucers. And then UFOs became the rage, and a flood of similar stories started popping up around the world. The most infamous UFO crash is thought to have occurred in July 1947 close to Roswell, New Mexico. Alright, a brief...
Everybody knows about Roswell, New Mexico. I mean, if you know anything about extraterrestrial crashes or beings or anything, I'm gonna say probably well over 95% of the people in this country have heard of Roswell, New Mexico. It's a very intriguing subject, and I've seen so many things on it. That literally make me believe, personally, that it actually happened.
Brief refresher first. The year 1947 was at its midlife, and reports of strange objects in the sky were running rampant across several parts of the world. A rancher named William Brazel woke up for a normal day's work in New Mexico, 75 miles north of Roswell, when he made a shocking discovery. He found on the ranch a large area of bright wreckage made up of rubber strips, tinfoil, a rather tough paper and sticks. Soon, the Roswell Army Airfield announced that it was fortunate enough to gain possession of a disc through the cooperation of one of the local ranchers, and the sheriff's office of Chavez County. Major Jesse A. Marcel was the group intelligence officer, dispatched to the scene, who would later collect the box of debris, and deliver it to the higher authorities. On his way,
Jesse Marcel's actually came out, I think in like the 1970s, and he literally said it was a photo op. Like, this is not what happened. You know, like the whole weather balloon thing. He goes, that's not what happened. I literally saw extraterrestrial debris, you know, from this extraterrestrial craft and so on and so forth. He literally came out and he said it. So, you know, that's crazy.
curiosity got the better of him, and he whipped out a box. The Guardian later reported that what he had found was said to have hieroglyphic-like markings. However, the Army soon intervened and debunked the story, claiming that the debris was actually from a crashed weather balloon. And not just that, Marcel was even asked to be pictured at a press conference with the debris. But in the end,
That's the picture I'm talking about. He literally said, he goes, that was a photo op. He said it himself in an interview. That was a photo op. Um, you know, that's not the debris that was actually there.
And just the ambiguous testimony of witnesses was found, neither extraterrestrial bodies nor wrecks. But this statement changes everything.
You believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier. Do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
This was the answer we got.
Biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
Moving on, let's talk about the Tic Tac UFO.
What astonished you the most about the flight capabilities of these Tic Tac, very briefly?
The performance. Absolute performance. It was...
In 2004, naval fighter jet pilots who had taken off from the USS Nimitz nuclear aircraft carrier not just encountered but also recorded a strange object that has become known as the Tic Tac due to its oblong shape. Years later, the puzzling UFO encounter was revealed by the New York Times, with multiple eyewitnesses stepping forward over the years to describe what they saw. One of 3 infrared videos, recorded in 2004 and shared by the Times in 2017, shows an odd oblong unidentified object, garnering it the nickname Tic Tac. One of the pilots gave the following statement: "The thing that stood out to me the most was how erratic it was. It was just behaving in ways that aren't physically normal. That's what caught my eye. Because aircraft, whether they're manned or unmanned, still have to obey the laws of physics. And the..."
Yeah, it's like our propulsion. We move forward. That's our capability. We can, from what is it called? Thermals and dynamic, not thermals and dynamics. Basically, we live in a fluid. We exist in a fluid. So the wing flaps drop down, which pushes that fluid up. So that's how a plane functions. But an object that can move in any given direction is obviously that's not conventional.
Tic Tac bore no resemblance to any conventional aircraft. When asked to describe the movement of the UFOs, this is the response given.
Yeah, I concur with that. We have nothing that can stop in midair and go the other direction, nor do we have anything that can, like in our situation, come down from space, hang out for 3 hours, and go back up.
This one sounds quite similar to this incident. In November 2020, in Cornwall, England, a tourist, while recording a sunset, captured a glowing UFO moving across the horizon. After coming to a sudden halt, it hovered for a second and shot up the sky, covering 3,000 feet in less than a second, and vanished. Upon inquiry about the description of the UFOs, this was the answer given.
We were primarily seeing dark gray or black cubes inside of a clear sphere.
I'm sorry, dark gray or black cubes?
Yes, inside of a clear sphere, where the apex or tips of the cube were touching the inside of that sphere. And that was primarily what was being reported when we were able to gain a visual tally of these objects.
And this statement actually matches with 2 incidents. In one-of-a-kind video...
I don't know what he just described, but that sounded really crazy. I mean, to me, anyway, a cube with a dark sphere touching each side, and yeah, I mean, I could see the congressman there. He seemed pretty perplexed. As I was like, wait, what? What did you say?
From February of 2020 shows an Airbus A320 soaring over Medellin, Colombia, over 30,000 feet in altitude, on a routine flight. The captain is about to experience something strange. As he points his camera out of the window, he sees a metallic-looking object flying past in a straight line. If we zoom into it, you can see that it looks somewhat like a cube. Scientists estimated its size to be 10 to 15 feet in diameter. What is really fascinating here is that in 2018, a similar unidentified object was spotted by an FA-18 fighter pilot. The pilot who took the photo, as well as the other pilot present, spotted the UAP cube hovering at an altitude of approximately 30,000 feet. The debrief said it's possible the UAP in the photo is some kind of military radar reflector, or research balloon. The organization said it spoke with 2 defense officials, however, and they described it as having flight dynamics uncharacteristic for a balloon. Most notably, the object was reportedly completely motionless, despite ambient air currents. According to another allegation,
Yeah, I mean, obviously these crafts are real. They are using some kind of anti-matter or like a gravity drive, or they're doing something that's allowing them to just maneuver the way that they want. Which, if it does exist, I mean, they could be military crafts, 100%. The military may possess technologies that, we're 25 years behind. Let's just face it, what the U.S. military, probably possesses.
there's a chance that the US government is, at this very moment, reverse engineering alien technology salvaged from UFOs. In an eyebrow-raising interview, Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett said that he thinks the US government has recovered a craft at some point, and possible beings, alluding to a number of high-altitude balloons that were shut down last month. While the concept of the US government recovering alien tech and subsequently covering it up arguably isn't exactly a new thing, the theory, paired with other allegations, makes one wonder whether belief in UFOs and extraterrestrial technologies are becoming more mainstream than any of us have realized. In interviews, government officials, speaking on condition of anonymity, have said that there are those within the Pentagon who are protecting very interesting information from being released to the public, even as others within and outside the Defense Department are trying to bring daylight to this subject of increasing interest. What is this skull and bones type of a secret society? What do they know that they so desperately want to keep under wraps? There have been many more such incidents and mention.
Well, if you want to really break it down, what you're keeping under wraps is technology that does not exist in our modern world or mankind. So it is technology that is far beyond anything that we could comprehend. So the old saying is, knowledge is power. If you possess these technologies, you are far more advanced than, your competitor. That's the bottom line. So that's the only that makes sense, though. Is that why, it goes, well, oh, is this a secret society? Well, it's not. It's not that. It boils down to is you possess technologies that somebody else doesn't, so you have a far upper hand or an advantage over your opponent. Period. End of sentence. That's how it works.
And we wait to watch if more are to follow. We will keep updating you on the same. Until then, drop in your comments below, and don't forget.
Well, I'm going to drop in my comments right now. Excuse me. One, our galaxy is vast. And then there's billions of galaxies. So, I mean, bottom line is, there has to be intelligent life in the universe. Unless we're living in this simulation or this flat Earth world, or, all these other theories, these conspiracy theories out there or whatever. I personally don't give in to conspiracy theories of the flat Earth or whatever. That's my opinion. I think we are a spherical object, and I think all the planets around us are spherical objects because gravity pulls into a point. But saying that, if our galaxy is what it is, and the universe is what it is, I'm going to tell you right now, just in our galaxy alone, if you were to use the process of elimination to break down like let's say you go, there's 50 billion planets in our solar system, and then you use the process of elimination, and you go, okay, 50 billion planets, and you say, well, how many of those are inhabitable? And you go, oh, okay, well, there's 5 billion inhabitable, right? Okay, 5 billion are inhabitable. And then you go, okay, let's use the process of elimination. Well, how many of those have dinosaurs on them? And you go, okay, 1%. So you go, okay, 50 million have 1% have dinosaurs. Then you'd say, oh, okay, well, how many of those planets are like Roman era planets? You go, oh, okay, well, there's 5 million Roman era planets. And then you go, okay, well, how many of those planets are modern day society planets? And you go, okay, 50,000. And then you go, okay, well, how many of those are more advanced than we are today? You go, okay, well, there's about 5,000. Okay, so you go 5,000 planets in our solar system, in our galaxy, 5,000 that are 1,000 more years advanced than us. Okay, and they've achieved interstellar space travel and all kinds of stuff, right? Let's say there's just 5,000 of them just in our galaxy, not including the whole entire universe. And then you would even say 500 of those are far more advanced than the other 5,000, right? So you would say they're like 10,000 or maybe even 100,000 more years advanced than we are. You know, sky's the limit on where they have traveled to, but you also have to understand this. It's like when you're walking down the street, are you concerned about ants on the ground? No, you're not concerned about ants on the ground. So that's what it boils down to. You're not concerned about ants on the ground, just like these advanced, super advanced civilizations on other planets. They're not concerned about us. They go through and go, oh, look, bunch of cavemen, and then they just move on. And that's possible. But some of the lower advanced societies may see, oh, wow, this was us a couple hundred years ago. And they may be more curious. So they may want to investigate those types of things. I mean, that's my opinion on all this. But hey, what's your opinion? Leave a comment below. I really appreciate your guys' support. I need more subs. Give me some subs. I really appreciate it. But smash that like button and share this video if you enjoyed my commentary on it. I really appreciate it. And peace.